Good afternoon, Anonymous. We're currently at the Palm Centre in the Anonymous studio, and I'm joined by Anne from Art Harbour. Anne,
Hi.
thank you for joining us.
Thank you for the opportunity.
So, Anne, can you tell us a bit about Art Harbour?
So I started doing art full-time about a year ago, and I realized that there was a real need in the sort of West Coast area for up-and-coming and emerging artists to be able to show and exhibit their work, because a lot of the traditional and the known places are taken by the well-known artists, which is logic. So I decided to start a place from scratch where a multitude of artists could have. I've been very lucky in my journey. I got many opportunities. My work already sells internationally. So I've been very lucky and blessed. So I decided, well, why not just open it up and see what happens?
Yeah.
So I put submissions, opened them up onto Facebook, and my only sort of prerequisite was art inspired by land, wind and sea, because as an artist I don't like being told, I don't do commissions, whatever. I wanted the authentic artist voice from our local community. And I got so many submissions I actually had to shut it down. And eventually I ended up picking 13, so with me it's 14. It's a very diverse group, from sculptor to pottery, and then different mediums of painting. And that's how we started. We've been open about a month now.
Okay.
And next we want to do classes to be able to, something for the local community to do. But it's not about the outcome. You don't have to create art for the gallery. If you want to, that's cool too. But more to create a safe space. That's why it's called Art Harbour.
Yeah.
And the classes will be at the workshop at Art. It's a bit of a play on words. And,
And yourself, what type of art do you focus on?
I paint. My main medium, I would say, is probably watercolor. It's my favorite.
Okay.
Because it's the most difficult. But I actually quite enjoy oils a lot as well. My least favorite, acrylic. I really enjoy doing oils as well. Just that 8 months to a year that you've got to sit and wait for it to dry. But my patience levels, especially if you're going to start working in pasto.
Okay.
That's when it's thick. Then it can take 8 months to a year to dry, even in our climate.
That's crazy. I don't know that. That's very, very interesting.
Otherwise it starts cracking and mucking up, and you want a legacy piece that lasts forever. So so imagine when the Sistine Chapel was being painted, and how long, and layers on layers and layers, and well, I guess the Sistine Chapel isn't going anywhere. My canvas, we've got to find space for. So
that's 8 months to a year that it takes to dry.
On oils, yes.
So is that, once the painting's done, you just have to leave it for that long, or do you keep having to touch up or anything?
No, you don't touch it.
At all?
And you must try and keep it, now we got the wind, try and keep it dust free, because it's tacky, so things can still, not for the whole 8 months, but in the beginning, it can be quite tacky. So you have to try and keep it dust free and wait.
In that process, do the colours change at all, fade, or get
Not
brighter?
Really. It depends. Look, if you're using, there's a big difference between using student grade material and using artist grade material. Big difference in price, but in quality as well. So if you're using the high end artist grade, it starts with a canvas, not just the paint. Then you don't really. Sometimes you'll have falling in, but then you'll pick that up a bit later, and then you can, because the last phase after that 8 months to a year, you still got to varnish it. You don't have to, but you can. Then it's easier especially for preservation purpose. You've probably seen like on movies and stuff where they're taking the varnish off, and then they'll just touch up on the oil. And again, it's not your varnish you'll use on the windows. It's a specific quality and standard. Again, pricey, but I mean, you're creating something that's supposed to last forever.
100%. So you need to use the quality stuff.
Yeah. Especially if you're going to put it in a gallery. People expect things. It's like with watercolor, if it's in a very wet environment, watercolor dries quick. So it's a very different medium. Many artists will tell you it's the most difficult because you can't paint over it. What's there is there. But now preserving it, because if it's in a super humid, the paint literally reactivates. And you've got a very, well, won't be that bad, but it'll bloom. And so you get a material called art glass.
Okay.
And that's fully archival museum, so it's UV resistant, reflection resistant. So one tries to put art glass over your watercolor pieces, specifically the ones for the gallery.
And then that preserves the painting.
Yeah, but obviously it's incredibly expensive. Yeah, so it pushes the price of the
up.
work up.
Yeah.
And watercolor simply isn't as popular or in demand as oils traditionally have been. Even acrylics, oils always your sort of the mainstay standard that people want. But I still love watercolor because it can do things that oils and acrylics cannot.
Yeah.
But it's difficult. But it's a lovely
it's
medium.
worth it.
Yeah, yeah. You got to learn to. I'm a complete OCD when it comes to control, having everything organized and very, With watercolor, you can just forget it because it's literally pigment that you're putting into water, and it does what it's going to do, and you don't always have control. Obviously, as you do it more and more, but there's very limited control over, and that's the beauty of watercolor. So a watercolor painting, another difference. Say I'm painting a trawler.
Mm-hmm.
So you start from light and you work to dark. It's the other way around on oils and acrylic.
Okay.
So you'll do layer, let it dry, and another layer, let it dry. That's how you get the vibrancy in watercolor. Whereas if it's oil, I don't mean in pastel where it's thicker, but just if I paint it, the red is red.
Yeah.
But on the watercolor, you've got to do it again and again and again to bring out that vibrancy of your pigments. And one mistake, right at the end of your painting, and you just go throw it away.
Destroy the whole painting.
It's finished. It's done. You can't really. Some pigments are easier to lift, but most of them, forget it.
Can't
it's
save
not.
it.
Nope, because it's transparent.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
And now, if anyone wants to get hold of you, they want to come check out the gallery. Do you have a website, Facebook, anything
We
like that?
do have a website under construction as we speak. artharbour.co.za.
Okay.
But we open Fridays and Saturdays at the gallery. We're on Facebook. We're on TikTok, not Instagram.
Okay.
But we definitely on, and we do a lot of, we'll do like, say what's going on our Facebook, because most locals are on Facebook.
Yeah.
So we try and be active on there and keep everybody informed of what's going on and so on.
And on Facebook, it's just Art Harbour.
Yeah, I think it's Art Harbour and then Artist Anne has it because I'm the resident artist and the curator and the gallery owner. So it's a bit of a juggling act. So yeah.
Well, Anne, thanks so much for joining us. We do appreciate it. Thanks for having a chat. I mean, it's been very informative for me. I've learned a couple of things, definitely.
Awesome. Come join us for a class.
We definitely
And
will.
we're going to film it. No, just kidding. No pressure. Just kidding.
Anne, we wish you nothing but strength in the future. And hopefully we see you keep growing.
Thank you so much.
And we'll chat again soon.
Thank you.
See you guys next time.